Okay. So, hello everyone. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. I'm not sure where you're calling from, where you're watching us from. So, my name is Larissa. I've been working with Follow the Camino for almost 2 years now, and I'm going to present to you today's webinar. And we will talk about the winter routes. I know a lot of people has questions about if it's possible or no to walk the Camino during the winter, and I'm here to ask these questions. I have also my colleague Clara. She'll be on the chat, so if you have questions during the presentation, feel free to ask in the chat, and she will be able to help you all. Okay, so like I said, today the webinar is about the winter routes on the Camino de Santiago. And what I'm going to cover on today's webinar is a little background about what the Camino, the winter routes available, because not all of them are available, what to expect in terms of services we provide, what to pack, what to have in mind while you are planning to walk the Camino, and then some questions and answers. As I said, you can type any questions on the chat, and then at the end, I can go over some of the questions as well. So welcome, everyone. We are Follow the Camino. And so we have been organizing trips for the Camino since 2006. And we offer mostly land services on the Camino de Santiago. So this is some of the services we provide. So as you may or not know, we create the itinerary based on your interests, on your fitness level. So our packages are customized. So if you want to break down some distances, make upgrades, or add in some services, we are able to do that before you book. So we can personalize as you prefer all the itineraries. We work with a wide range of hotels on the Camino. Hotels, and so we work with hotels, hostels, guest houses. The Camino is a route that goes through rural areas, so don't expect fancy and big hotel chains along the way, because most of the towns are small towns or small villages with guest houses. Of course, we can provide higher-end accommodations in bigger cities such as Porto, Lisbon, or Santiago de Compostela. But other than that, most accommodations, they are very comfort, but not luxurious. We also provide luggage transfer, so you don't have to worry about carrying your luggage or worry about not packing all the items that you want to take to the Camino. So we ensure your bag is transferred every day, and it will be there waiting for you when you arrive at the accommodations. We also provide a holiday pack. So this holiday pack mostly contains the Camino passport, which you will need to stamp along the way to get the certificate once you arrive in Santiago. Also the luggage tags to attach to the bags, so we know where you're staying every day. We also provide walking notes and the Follow the Camino app. So all the information about the route, the itinerary, hotels, walking notes, packing list, everything will be in the app, as well as an online map. So if you are unsure you're following the correct route, you can use the app as a backup while you are walking, which is a super great feature while you are on the Camino. And our support, of course, we're here to support you before, during, and after your trip. We have a 24/7 emergency phone line. So if you're on the Camino and you have issues, for example, with your bag or accommodations or even language barrier, you can give us a call, and then we will be able to help you. We have a multilingual team, so we will able to help you in that matter. So a little background about the Camino history. So Saint James was one of the 12 apostles of Jesus. He and his brother John were like the closest one to Jesus. And Saint James was teaching Christianity, was spreading Christianity in Europe. More specifically around Santiago de Compostela is located, which is the region of Galicia. And then St. James was very successful and cherished during this. But when he went back home, he was executed by King Herodes, beheaded. And then all his followers in Europe wanted to send his body over to Europe. And then they put his body on a stone boat, and the boat sailed on the Mediterranean Sea until it reached a town called Padron, which is about 30 kilometers from Santiago. Who found St. James' body was a priest. And the priest, the legend says that the priest was guided through the stars. So the stars pointed the direction of St. James' body. And that's why we called Santiago de Compostela, which means in English, St. James of the field of star. So that's why you have the name Compostela. And then the pilgrimage started, the cathedral, Santiago was built. The history said that the first notorious pilgrim to do the Camino de Santiago was the king of Asturias. And then the Camino just started to get more visibility, and more people was going on the Camino, creating different routes as well until today. So the Camino today is a network of routes. Today I'm going to talk about the routes available for winter, but we can organize for different routes as the ones that I'm going to talk today. So just to give you, out of curiosity, some numbers about the Camino today. So for this year until now, over 300,000 people arrived in Santiago. So all these data is from the Pilgrim's Office in Santiago. You can check it out on their website and see all this information in more details. So last year, almost 450,000 pilgrims arrived in Santiago. The majority of them walked. And most popular section was the French route, the Camino Frances, followed by the Camino Portuguese, which follows inland, and the coastal route. So those three are the most popular ones. And then you can check at the Pilgrim's Office to see more information about nationalities, and a bit more than 0.5% of all these people are over 45 years old. So the Camino is available to all fitness levels, all ages. So as I mentioned, I'm going to show you a little bit about the winter routes. So we will talk about 5 routes. So first of all, I will give you an idea about the full routes, and then I'll talk about the sections available for the winter months. So the Camino, the season on the Camino goes from April after Easter until October. So during those months, from April to October, all of the Camino routes are available. After that is the low season. So from November to March is that we consider low season. And what low season means? Cold weather, more rain, fewer pilgrims walking, and some places might be closed. Not the route itself, but some restaurants, some bars, cafes along the way might be closed during low season, as well as some accommodations. You can still walk the Camino during winter, but you just have to keep in mind that you will encounter fewer pilgrims walking, you encounter some places closed, and also the weather might not be greatest, so don't expect super sunny days for 5 consecutive days. Of course, weather now is so hard to predict, but traditionally it rains more during winter. So since the French way is the most popular one, let's start from there. So the Camino Frances is most popular route. It covers about 800 kilometers and starts in Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, which is a small town right in the border with Spain. So the first day you'll be walking from Saint-Jean to Roncesvalles, which is the first stop in Spain. Usually the first day on the French way is the most challenging one because you have to cross the Pyrenees and in a higher elevation. However, during the winter, that is not possible. The Camino Frances is divided into 8 sections. So you can walk all the sections, you can walk one particular sections. It's fine. Some people walk section by section, like one section per year. So it really is up to you. So so just so you have an idea about the stages, and then you basically be crossing the country on the Camino Frances and the elevation. So as I said, going over the Pyrenees is a very challenging day. However, not possible that route during the winter. And then, so during the winter, you need to take an alternative route that it's called the Val Carlos at the base of the mountain. And there are also some other days that can be challenging. For example, near Cebreiro, the elevation goes higher than 1,000 meters. So this is, I'm going to show you some of the landscapes you can see on the Camino. So this is, for example, close to Sahagún, the Meseta. So you see, so this was one of our groups. This is the Roman bridge. So you'll be crossing a lot of Roman bridges on the Camino. This is in Molina Seca. So different scenarios, different landscapes. This is in Pamplona. Pamplona is a very nice town. You can have an extra day there. And Pamplona is famous for the running of the bulls that happens in July. And this is the view of the Pyrenees. So it's a beautiful view, stunning, but yet challenging. So for the winter months, the most recommended section of the French way is the last 100 kilometers, which goes from Sarria to Santiago. This is also the most popular section of the French route. It covers 115 kilometers, making you eligible to get the certificate. So to get the certificate, you need to walk at least the last 100 kilometers and stamp the passports we are going to provide you. So every day you need 2 stamps in order to get the certificate when you arrive in Santiago. This route is considered moderate. It has some ups and downs. So day 2 can be a bit challenging because of the steep ascent to from Porto Marín. This route can be done in 5 days, but we also offer a short days walking. So if you cannot walk 20-25 kilometers a day, we can split some of the distances, making this a 9 walking day. You'll be walking through the countryside, through forests, small towns, and villages. So this is the best section available all year long during winter, like all months of the year. This route is accessible. So you'll see some of the landscapes, and then of course you always encounter pilgrims walking on this section. Next one, the second most popular, the Camino Portuguese, which starts in Lisbon, going up north to Santiago. So the Camino Portuguese is divided into 5 stages, 5 sections. It is quieter than the French route, as we saw before. Like 50% of pilgrims, they choose to do the French route. The full Camino Portuguese covers 620 kilometers approximately from Lisbon to Santiago. It's also considered moderate, but in terms of elevation, it's not as challenging as the French route. You'll be walking through ancient paths, vineyards, and historic towns for these sections. Usually, the full Portuguese gets busier after Porto. If you're walking the full route. And for the winter months, specifically, we recommend walking the last stage from Tui to Santiago. So this is the inland part of the route, okay, from Tui to Santiago. It covers 119 kilometers, so also makes you eligible for the certificate. It is flatter than the French route. So in terms of elevation, it does not go over 300 meters. You can walk this section into 5 and 6 walking days, going through some vineyards, historic towns such as Pontevedra. This section also goes near the Rias Baixas region, which is known for the Albarino wine. So if you like wine, this is a very nice stage to walk, and it is recommended during winter from November to March, as well as the rest of the months. So this is in Pontevedra. This is in Lisbon, and then for the full Camino Portuguese, we also offer the Camino de Fátima. So if you already walked the Camino and you're looking for a different route, I mean, you can go on the Camino de Fátima, which is pretty much the same stages as the Portuguese, but then it splits after Santarém. Then pilgrims go on the Santiago, and then you divert into the Fatima route, which we also offer, and we have a guided group for next year. Third Camino is the Costa One, the Coastal Portuguese. So the Costa One is divided into 2 stages, Porto to Oia, Oia Santiago. This Camino covers, the full Camino Coastal covers 277 kilometers in total, which can be done in 12 walking days. This is considered moderate, but it's an easy moderate because it's mostly flat. You have more ups and downs once you're approaching Santiago. This includes boardwalks, which is nice with the stunning ocean views. Best section to walk during the winter is the last section again from Oia to Santiago. This section covers 126, so you'll also be eligible for the certificate. It's mostly flat, so you have a more ascend once you are arriving in Santiago de Compostela. This route, the coastal route, joins the inland route in a town called Redondela. So you'll be walking from Oia to Bayona to Vigo on the coast. Then this route starts going inland to Santiago. And then once you reach Redondela, it's the same route as the inland section. So this route is great because you get to see the ocean views and you get to walk through the vineyards, go to Pontevedra and Caldas. So you get to see 2 different types of landscapes. So this is the vineyards, as I mentioned, the boardwalks. This section it's very beautiful. I'm not sure if I'm going too fast. Please let me know, okay? And then I can slow it down a little bit. If you don't understand something, please let us know, okay? Now for the next one, we have the Vi de La Plata. So most people don't know about the Vi de La Plata because it's a very quiet and is the longest route of the Camino. It covers 1,000 kilometers, so it's a lot. This takes over 40 days of walking to be completed, and it's divided into 10 stages. This route goes all the way from south of Spain, Sevilla, until Santiago. So usually this route only like few people walk and know about it, the Via de la Plata. But you can also walk the Via de la Plata during the winter, but only in March. Since it's a quieter route, so this route is not available from Orense to Santiago November, December, January, and February. So only from March until October, okay? This route also covers the required 100 kilometers. It can be done in 5 walking days. It is a bit hilly compared to the Portuguese ones, the coastal and the inland. And it goes to farmlands, chapels, and historic small towns. And these are some of the landscapes you'll be able to see. This is the Ribeira Sacra near Lugo. And the last but not least, we have the Camino de Invierno, which is the winter route. The Camino, which is also accessible all year long. So the full Camino de Invierno is from Ponferrada to Santiago. This route has some Roman influences on bridges and then towns. The full route covers 270 kilometers, and it can be done in 11 walking days. It is hilly, especially after Monforte de Lemos, but it's doable. As I said, the Camino is to all fitness level. Of course, you need to practice train a little bit more before you go, but it's doable. This Camino de Invierno is actually, how can I say, a variant in a way. So you don't have to cross O Cebreiro during the winter, because O Cebreiro, since it's in higher elevation, you can have snow. I mean, it does not snow very much, maybe like for a couple of days during the winter. But it's like a variant, a very nice variant. Even if you are walking the full French, you can stop in Ponferrada, then continue on to the Camino de Invierno, because some stages of the Camino de Invierno are also part of the Camino de Via de La Plata. So you can walk this section, the Invierno, from Ponferrada until Santiago, and tell people you walked three caminos in only one trip: the Camino Frances, the Invierno, and the Via de La Plata. Last section, Monforte de Lemos to Santiago, are the most popular one. This route, the Camino de Invierno, is quieter than the other routes, the other caminos. And again, if you're walking in during the winter, you will encounter very, very like few people walking. Some of the places can't be closed, some restaurants, so you need to be prepared for that. Maybe carry an extra like sandwich or extra snacks with you during the day. The last section can be done in 6 walking days, as I mentioned, and it's also a beautiful route. So snow is not super common, but it can happen for a couple of days. And then, as I mentioned before, the Invierno, you can walk from Ponferrada to Santiago, or you can walk only the section Ponferrada, Monforte, or Monforte de Lemos, Santiago. Since our packages are customized, you can choose what is best for you, depending on what are you looking for in terms of experience, landscape. Some people prefer to be on the most popular caminos because they want to meet other pilgrims, they want to connect. Some people, they prefer the quieter routes, so they can go on, like have more like an inner self experience, like reconnect with nature, with themselves. So it really depends on what are you looking for. The Camino is a great experience. I would say it's a unique experience that changed a lot people's lives. So I don't know if you have questions about this. I don't see any questions on the chat. Oh yes, I do have one. Yes, caminos are safe. We have pilgrims that walk solo, women walking solo. It is safe, so it's you'll be completely okay with that. Just bear in mind that during the winter you won't encounter a lot of people, so keep that in mind. So what to expect from the Camino itself and all the services that we can provide? As I mentioned before, the Camino is a great escape from hectic life, busy life, to connect with nature, connect with yourself, with friends, if you're walking with friends, or with family, if you're walking with family. You'll be walking through different landscapes, different places. I mean, if you walk the full routes, you'll see the difference in the region. So, for example, on the Camino Frances, you'll be walking 4 different regions in Spain, which is a great opportunity to connect with nature, stop, take a deep breath, take some pictures, make friends. So the Camino Frances is so popular, I would say in big part because of people. They have a really sense of like camaraderie on the French route. So you will know people from all over the world, different nationalities, different languages, different aspirations. So a lot of people, they don't walk the Camino by religious, from religious reasons. You can walk the Camino to challenge yourself, to challenge your body, or like you have many reasons to walk the Camino. And you'll know a lot of people. Of course, during the winter, it will be fewer pilgrims, but you can still make friends. You can walk with people, have dinner at the end of the day with them, and then like reconnect. Or you can either make another Camino in the future with your Camino friend. Eat local food. That's one of the best experience. We all know that Spain, they have a lot of fresh meat, fresh fish, fresh vegetables. So food is delicious. Some routes, so for example, the coastal Portuguese or either the inland Portuguese, they can offer good seafood paired with wine. For example, other routes that I didn't mention here, you can also have very local food. For example, pinchos in northern Spain. That's like their version of tapas. On this picture, we can see the pulpo a la galega, which is the octopus, very known in Galicia. And now for accommodations. So this is very important, accommodations, because we have different types of accommodations and levels. So we work mostly with 4 types of accommodations: hostels, pensiones, guest houses and hotels, and paradores. So hostels and albergues are basically pretty much similar. You have a shared room and you share the bathroom. So it depends. In the hostel, some rooms can have 10 people. Some rooms can have 5, some 20. So this will depend. And of course, it's budget, like it's less expensive. Then pensiones. Pensiones are a type of B&B. So you have it's a bed and breakfast in a private room, and you might share the bathroom. Some pensiones, usually they are located on the Camino or very close to it. Then we have the hotel and the rural houses, the guest houses. So the majority of the hotels, the accommodations we work with are guest houses and hotels. You'll have a private room with a private bathroom, and the paradores. So the paradores are a very, I won't say, yeah, it's not luxurious, but it's a higher end type of accommodation. They are usually 4 and 5 stars accommodation level. So on this picture, you'll see the one of the paradors, the Parador de Santiago, which is the famous one right in front of the cathedral at the Praça do Obradoiro. It's a 5-star. We work with the Parador. So if you want to give you a treat by the end of the Camino, we can book you at the Parador. Not only in Santiago, but there are Paradors on the Camino Frances, on the Camino Portuguese, and then other routes as well. So we can also upgrade to the Parador, which is a more higher end accommodation. And so, for example, Le Look Santiago is a hotel we work a lot in Santiago. It's a 3-star, located close to the cathedral, the Ferramenteiro. So our comfort packages will include 2 and 3 stars hotels or guest houses and private en suite bathrooms. This is our comfort. Then for some routes, so for example, for the French route, we also have the budget, will be mostly in pensiones or small hotels, 1 and 2 stars. And we have the hostels, which will be all shared rooms and shared bathrooms. Okay, so I'm going to keep moving. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay, so if you have questions, just write down here on the chat. Either Clara or I will answer. And if I'm going too fast, let me know as well. Okay, so for the accommodation, we're moving forward on what to pack on the planning stages of the Camino. So as I mentioned before, the Camino is accessible to all fitness levels. But then, of course, if you're not used to walk, you can still go on the Camino, but it's going to be very, very challenging for you, and you might end up taking taxis to reach your accommodation. We provide a Camino training plan for you. It's a 12-week plan. Of course, you don't have to follow that. It's just a suggestion. Or even if you were planning to do the Camino, let's say, oh, I don't want to do the Camino during winter, but I want to go maybe in September or August next year, you can start training now. So your body will be like to get your body accustomed to walk long distances per day. Of course, your body will understand that you're walking. So after the second, the third day, I won't say it will get easier, but your body will be more okay walking. But training, it's extremely, extremely important. And your body will thank yourself later for doing that. Okay, so the more you train, the better you go, the better you will feel. If you can train, because I know some people, they walk in flat areas and they don't have like heels around to walk around. But ideally, if you can walk in flat terrain, hilly, gravel paths, or either, I don't know, cobblestones, roads, that will be great, because the Camino is a mix between all of these. So you will get used to it faster if you train. We also provide information for best hiking shoes, socks, backpacks, clothing, what to take on the Camino, what to expect on weather before you go. So you need to pack all of these thinking about the weather, the terrain, and the time of the year that you'll be walking. So for the winter routes I just mentioned, you will definitely need a poncho because you might get rain. So this is something to consider. Always have snacks with you, water. You can refill water bottle on the Camino. And then if you hire luggage transfer, you only need a daily backpack. So you don't have to carry much weight during the day. So questions to think about when planning your Camino. Probably most of you are on the planning phase, still trying to find the best route to take, or if you would like mountainous regions, walking near the coast, like length of the trip, how many miles or kilometers should I be walking during the day? So this is all questions to think about before you choose a route. But specifically for the winter, yes, it's possible to walk the Camino de Santiago during the winter. Not all routes, but the ones I just mentioned, the last sections of the French, Portuguese, coastal Portuguese, Camino de Inverno, and Vi de La Plata only in March. As I mentioned before, winter is a good time to be quieter. So if you're looking for fewer pilgrims, a more introspective in a way of saying experience, winter is a good option. You can check on our website. We have our new website. We launched it a couple months ago. So now you'll be able to see the weather forecast for month by month. You will be able to see the seasonality and more details of the itinerary as well. So after the webinar, if you wanted to go to our website, just take a look at the route that you're thinking of. That might be a very good idea. And then if you still have questions, please let us know, and then we will be happy to get back to you. Okay, so let me go to the chat and see if there are questions. Okay, I see one. So if the higher peaks after Lyon have snow on them, is there an alternative route around? Yes. So for the French route, usually the alternative is Eno Cebreiro, which you will be taking the Invierno route. But yes, usually they all have alternatives for the winter, so you'll be okay. But also keep in mind that if you plan to walk the full French, some places might be closed, especially the small villages. So you need to be prepared for that. Sometimes the accommodations can be a little like in other stages, so the days can be longer as well in terms of miles and kilometers. So let's say if the accommodation in a village is closed, you might need to walk a bit extra to reach another village because of the accommodation. Okay, so since it's winter, you need to plan your day ahead. I mean, this goes from every single month of the year, even for the high season, but especially for the winter season, you need to plan your day because days are shorter. So you need to plan in order to make the most out of your walk, because the Camino is not getting from one place to another. It's all about the walk and like enjoying the scenery, the landscape. You know, it's the Camino itself is the main point of doing a pilgrimage. Of course, arriving, it's important because you achieved, you got through, like sometimes you can get through like many challengings, but you need to enjoy the walk every day. Since it's for the winter, as I mentioned, not places will be open, bars and cafes along the way. So it's important to have more snacks with you, lunch meals like a sandwich or something. Pack gloves as well. Usually temperatures during winter can go as low as 5 degrees Celsius. So it's important to be comfortable and warm. And you can try some of the caldo gallego to warm it up, or one of the many Spanish dishes available on the Camino, and also the wine, the Albarino wine. It's a great option. Packing list. So this is the packing list we provide to you. You can also check. We have a very specific, there's a great tool on the website that you can choose where you'll be going. I mean, what time of the year you plan to walk the Camino. And then we will give you specifically what to pack for that time of the year. So I recommend you checking that. The packing, this is super handy. Of course, if you have your luggage transferred every day, it's best because you can take a bit more than if you were carrying your own luggage. So luggage transfer is a service that we offer. It's included in our packages. The luggage transfer allows one bag per person of 20 kilos max. So if you're walking French route, Portuguese route, most of the routes is 20 kilos max per person. Hi, Larissa, I think I overpacked, or I don't know, I was in Porto before and I got some things and my bag is heavier. Then there's an extra cost. Okay. And then of course, if you think one bag won't be enough for the Camino, let us know, and then we will add an extra bag. And of course, it will have an extra cost as well. For the routes in France, the weight is a bit less. It's 13 kilos per person. But since the 13 kilos does not apply to any of the routes I mentioned. So to all the routes, it's 20 kilos per person, okay? And of course, if overweight, there's an extra cost, a fee. And if you wish to add another one, there is also a fee for that. If you have your luggage transferred every day, you only need a daily backpack. So you'll need only the essentials for the day. Okay, so moving on. Now it's just a little bit about what we do as a company. So besides organizing your trip, the accommodations, and the luggage transfer, we provide you the holiday pack. Holiday pack will include the luggage tags and the credentials, which are the Camino passports. You will need the Camino passports to be stamped every day. So when you arrive at the pilgrim's office in Santiago, you can show them that you completed the last 100 kilometers, and you will receive a certificate, which is written in Latin, and a great souvenir. And the pilgrim's passport, the luggage tags, and a neck buff, we will send to the first accommodation. So when you arrive, you'll have the holiday pack there at the hotel, at the first hotel. If you live in Ireland, we will send you to your home address. So for the pilgrims who live outside of Ireland, the holiday pack will be waiting at the hotel, the first hotel. For the Irish pilgrims, to their home address. In the holiday pack, you have the passport, luggage tags, and the neck buff. We also provide a guidebook if you're walking the full route, also send as part of the holiday pack. And of course, you can download the app and have the maps, have all your itinerary in the palm of your hands. Our products. So, as I mentioned before, our packages are personalized, are customized. We work with different levels of accommodations, different types. So depending on what are you looking for, we can customize it for you. We also offer some optional services such as airport transfers, day tours, massages in Santiago. So if this is something that you'll be looking for, some people like to do the massages after the walk. We can also provide, of course, they're additional, so it will have an extra cost. We have been organizing Camino trips since 2006. We work, the majority of our packages are for the Camino de Santiago, but we also organize for the St. Frances Way, for the Via Francigena, and for some other routes in Europe, always walking holidays, walking routes, accommodation and luggage transfer, 24/7 emergency phone if you have any issues or any questions during your Camino. We also visit all of our suppliers because it's important for us to know them, know the type of services they offer, so we can offer you a very comfort and clean lodge. And as I mentioned before, we have a multilingual team, people speaking Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian. We have extended hours. So I know sometimes it's complicated because of the time difference. So we have some team working from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. And we have the team starting later at 12, working until 8 p.m. So if you're in California or maybe in Vancouver and you want to call us after 6, we will be here. We can make a phone call or a video call. And we are very happy that we are top choice on TripAdvisor, thanks to our services and our clients. And we also are very proud to be B Corp certified. So we are committed in having a balance that between what we do as a company and our profit with sustainability actions that goes towards some organizations. So we are very proud to be a B Corp, and we got this last year. So we will keep up doing this work. And now, so for all of you who stayed until now, until the end, we have a surprise for you. So for all of you, this is very important. So let's pay attention. For all of you who stayed until now, we are offering a 50 euro off your booking. So what this means, if you book with us, you'll have a 50 euro discount. The 50 euro is per booking. So what I mean is, if you are traveling with other people, let's say I'm traveling with my friend, the 50 euro will be per booking. So 25 per person. Okay? So if you book, you will have the 50 euro discount as a thank you for being here, for watching the webinar, and an airport transfer. Okay, so a free airport transfer for the first 10 bookings. Okay, so this will be combined with the 50 euros and the airport transfers. But please keep in mind that the value for the airport transfer is up to 250 euros. So let's say that the airport transfer is 300 euros. We will cover 250 and you'll pay only 50 euros for the transfer. And of course, this is only for the first 10 bookings, okay? First 10 bookings, free airport transfer, plus the 50 euro. It's not 50%, okay? It's 50 euros discount per booking. And then, of course, this discount can be spread out on the number of the travelers. Okay, well, I'm going to answer questions on the chat if you have. So if you have questions, please let us know. Put it on the chat. I know Clara is already replying to some of you. I would like to thank you, all of you, in name of the Follow the Camino team. We are very happy that you were considering walking the Camino in the future and are considering us as your Camino organizer. We have all these numbers. It's a toll-free. You can call from Australia, UK, US, or Canada. We will be happy if you want to have a phone call or a video meeting. We can also do that in the best time, of course, during office hours, but we can schedule that. We'll be happy to do so. You can email us at info@followthecamino.com if you have like specific questions, or if you want, or if there are some doubts, or if I didn't cover something that you were expecting, or even if you're looking for another route. I didn't mention this before, but most of our trips are self-guided, but we also offer guided tours, which is an amazing experience because the guide will walk with you, will show you the region, will give you like history about where you are, about the Camino. So if you are unsure if you should go, or if you're traveling solo but are a bit afraid to do this on your own, you can go on one of our guided groups for next year. For the guided groups, I have to mention it's only for the season, okay? So from April until October. For the winter routes, there's no guided groups, so you'll go self-guided. Thank you very much for being here with me during your morning, afternoon, or evening. Let me see if we have some questions, and then if not, we will wait your call or your email. Okay, let's see. Okay, no question. I think Clara covered everyone. That's perfect. Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy your day, your night, and everything. And we hope to hear from you very soon. Bye.